up, you sexy bitches? Your boy Juan, and welcome back. We're playing in I almost said Injustice for some reason. We are playing DC Legends on the iOS right here. Today is June 3rd, 2017 at 9:30 p.m. But this gameplay was actually captured yesterday on the 2nd. Big shout out, of course, to DC Team Extreme. We got my boy Jon Snow, some random user, myself, and Beachy Juan, who of course what is that? Roughly, what was that? 80% of the squad is made up of Team Extreme from Marvel Future Fighter. If you're looking to join our alliance, go on and hit us up. It is DC Team Extreme. It's not spelled funny. It's not. So we're gonna go ahead and do the Wonder Woman challenge right here. Of course, it takes up energy, which it takes up too much, I think. Although some takes a little bit. I think some take 8, some take 20, and that's just too much, I think. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a mixed squad right here. Squad that I usually take, but I do take here. Once I do level up, I actually messed up right here. I meant to level up Hippolyta and not Mira, but I did Mira anyway. Like I kind of got a little tunnel vision, and and that's what happened. But in the background, you might hear my baby girl say, "What's up, ladies?" Yeah, they say something. But real quick too, while you guys enjoy the gameplay here of the Wonder Woman gameplay, I want to point out real quick, dude, I did see Wonder Woman on Friday, which was an odd time too. I think it was around 11 o'clock in the morning, and you know I was like, look, I want to beat the traffic, I want to beat the traffic, oh, let's go watch it tonight, babe, kind of traffic. It was really good. I really did enjoy it. We'll get into some spoilers too. So this is basically the Wonder Woman challenge of DC Legends, and of course a small spoiler review, a mini spoiler review of Wonder Woman the movie, 2017. It was really good. I really did enjoy it. There was a lot of character development. Although I do admit I was kind of falling asleep on the character development parts because, well, I was sleep deprived the night earlier, and I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? But I was not enough. But then the action kicks up. It's like action, character development, action, character. It was like in spades. I loved it, man. It woke me up. I was like, hell yeah, this is the way the movie should be. I really did enjoy it. Again, this is spoilers. Okay, just a heads up on that. There was a few scenes I will talk about. Of course, the training with Wonder Woman, when she's a child, with Diana, when she's a child, she's I guess you can say she was born to be, a warrior, a goddess of war, but her mother Hippolyta was so reluctant, like, look, you're not doing this. But then I forgot the name of that chick though. She's played by Robin Wright, and like, look, I can train her, that, but I think that was Hippolyta's sister. But she was willing to train her, but Hippolyta was like, no, it's too young, But the sister was like, well, we got to get her ready. Oh, there was the little ad right there. We should get her ready, So then when she got older, it was right before Street Trevor lands on in the ocean there, but in Paradise Island, it was just badass. She was doing all the bows, the hand-to-hand combat and whatnot with the swords, and then the sister comes in and kind of like full long strength, and she blocks it with her gauntlets, her braces. What Diana did, and it just knocked everyone down. And it was really good. Again, it's the action parts. I was like, oh man, Patty Jenkins, the director, really captured well. Again, and of course, this is going on to World War I, and Steve like falls in the ocean, and then they kind of accidentally cross into Paradise Island. They're like, okay, where's this fog coming from? It's basically the fog that's disguising the mascara, from the outside world. It's always sunny and beautiful there on the outside. It's it's all ganky and rainy and whatever the case is. But because I don't think they share the same atmospheric elements, like us. Because when the Germans crossed over, it was just it was night, and then when they crossed over, it was it was daytime. But I was showing my roster right here. Real quick there. Hang on, what's going on here with my squad? Oh, but again, I'm playing on my iPad, and you will see notifications on Future Fight. That is, but and then to get into the fight, I really thought that her character of the I'm gonna look that up in a second. I'm missing. I know the person who plays her, Robin Wright. They showed it in the trailers actually too, when you see a bullet coming at Diana, and then somebody jumps in front of it. That's her. That's her auntie, I guess, and she dies. I really wish they develop her character more, but they kind of did, in the smallest way possible. And it also hinted that how in Themyscira there were well, basically it's not both women. But if you go by the comics, which they were, Diana was born out of clay and Zeus gave life to her. If those who have gone into deep into the Wonder Woman comics know that there are men on the island, but they're underneath the island, and they're being raised by Hephaestus, the guy who made her gauntlets, or her Diana's braces. But we're gonna get into that later. That's something else for a comic book conversation, though. But right there, when the auntie dies, it hints when that chick runs in, like how she was just like horrified that she's dying, and it kind of hinted that they had a relationship going. Well, hinted at lesbianism, but never really touched it. But they hinted at it, and they also said when Diana and Chris Pine, who's Steve Trevor, they're on the boat going back to London. She hinted at that as well. They did a little subtlety, but not like, oh, these women are lesbian. They never went outright say that. You can guess it. That's the way they were going, but they never outright said it. But they go to London, and I forgot of Steve's assistant. I forgot her name in the movie. She wasn't memorable, but she has some funny moments, when she, Diana's trying to her outfits and whatnot. Again, this is why I don't like watching trailers, because when you see the parts that are in the trailer, you're like, oh, that was that scene. It didn't work well in the movie. It worked well in the trailer, but that's kind of the point. But I know sometimes, like, Rogue One is a victim of that. They show a lot of awesome stuff in the trailer that wasn't in the movie. I'm gonna show you guys right how I'm upgrading my Wonder Woman, and it just threw me off. That's why I don't like watching trailers. Although some are like badass, they throw me off. I did watch the last night Transformers the trailer when I was watching Wonder Woman, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks really cool." And it turns out it looks like Optimus Prime is under some kind of oath from the creator. That's why he turns on Bumblebee or whatever. But again, it's just trailers. They're meant to mislead. I know there's like video countdowns where the trailer is sometimes better than the movie countdowns or whatever. But again with the Steve's assistant, she was funny, but I think it was kind of forced funny. Like, okay, I get it, and then let's move on. They're like, oh my god, let me hold my gut busting laughing, It wasn't there though. But yes, and then they go to the front lines to give Steve Superior the book Dr. Poison was working on, she was creepy as hell, dude. She had that prosthetic on her left side of her cheek, but I was like, I'm glad it wasn't a CGI effect. It was actually a prosthetic. They actually applied it on her skin. It looked really cool. And then when she took it off, I think it was almost at the end of the movie, it kind of reminded me of the Joker. Like, oh shit, look at this. It was just really cool. It was really cool. I did enjoy the movie. I really did. And with the Dr. Poison and I forgot that dude's name, but his name is Danny Houston. He was in X-Men Orange is Wolverine. He played as William Stryker. I know what he played there, but I didn't know his name in the actual movie. But I know the actual. I know the faces of the characters, but I don't know the roles they're actually playing. Because I usually when I watch movies, I gotta be honest too. I'm also posted up a ticket right here of my stuff for the movie, and it says closed caption. But that's why I kind of went to it and not 3D. Because like, oh crap, I'm gonna watch this badass movie in closed caption. Hell yeah! And it didn't have closed caption. I was like, okay, I enjoy the movie enough not to bitch about it. So about the closed caption to the management or whatever. Oh, I want my money back, but sir, you watched the entire movie already. But it didn't have closed caption. They said their names. I kind of like, okay, that's his name. I know who this person is, but I don't know their actual name. But Danny Houston's character is working close with Dr. Poison, and they're trying to develop some kind of. She developed some kind of pill for him, and it's kind of like he's kind of like a red herring in the movie. If you guys don't know what red herring is, go ahead and look it up on Google. It's basically the story's leading you to believe one thing to a certain point there, and say, yup, it's not him. But they were implying that he was playing Ares, and no, it's not. Again, this is a small mini spoiler review of Wonder Woman, and it turns out it's actually Steve Trevor's superior who's Ares, and it was crazy. I was like, what? Like, I was not expecting that though, but like that movie right there, I love it. I was not expecting it, but you know, they was saying that the Trevor and his crew, I really like that they kind of did like the ragtag thing they did in what was that movie, American Gangster. Like he's putting his crew together. Like you don't get them without me or whatever. You know, even Brenner. I forgot that dude. I think it's Samir. And then the chief, I think they run into him later in the woods, but I thought the cast was really good. I was wondering how they would fit in a story, because I know they showed the picture in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. They just showed the picture. They showed the entire crew. I always wonder what's going on in that situation. Well, they go into that in the movie, of course. They go there, but first things first, I think probably the best part of the movie was when they go to No Man's Land. You know, the trenches. Trevor said it best though. He said like these people have stayed in the trenches. Some haven't even moved a year, because as soon as you climb the ladder, you get lit up by their turrets. And you know, Steve, that's why they call it No Man's Land. And I love it. She just climbs up there. She takes off her winter coat, just climbs up there and just takes the shit and just it's just badass, dude. It was probably the best scene in the movie. But they kind of, I think they showed too much of that in the trailers. Again, trailers. Really like, oh really, like I love that scene, but I was like, I wish I didn't see it in the trailer. They used it too much. I think that's how Age of Ultron was spoiled for me. They had like 101 trailers for that movie, and they basically showed the entire movie in the trailers, and I was like, no. But that scene was so badass. I loved it, man. And then they go into that village. They were taking in as slaves. That's what the lady was telling them, what the baby was telling Diana. They take that village over. And she just goes just ham on him. It was so badass. There's some scenes in there, of course, that they show in the trailer is in the movie, of course, where she slices that beam in the room. There's also a scene too when they're outside. Trevor and his chief, and I think Samir, hold some kind of plate over their head, and it goes on 3 push, and he tells Diana to jump on it. But it's kind of weird too, because at times it looks like Diana can fly. Or she can float, or whatever you want to call it. But there's just some scenes where she just jumps, you know, buildings in a single bound kind of thing, like, you know, Superman in it. And it was really throwing me up. Like, I'm like, okay, can she fly or not? Because in the end, when Ares is blowing up that airport, or her and Ares, she kind of like floats there. You know, she's not like jumping in slow motion, and you know, and she's being captured. She's like floating there. I don't know what's going on though, but it was really cool. I don't think they didn't want to show her powers, like, you know, like Batman v Superman. You know, I've killed things from other worlds before, and she leaps at Doomsday. That was a but it was just, I don't know. I don't think they wanted one of them to fly yet. Maybe she didn't have Hermes boots or something like that. Well, boot wings or whatever. I'm not sure, but I think that gives her speed, right? I think, if I'm like, someone in the comment section, please let me know. I think it's just speed and flight. I don't know if it's speed and flight or just speed. I'm not sure. Hit it in the comment section below. Let me know what's up. Juan, you dick. It's for speed or it's for both or whatever. Somebody please school me on Wonder Woman lore. I know DCentertainment.com had like a the digital comic sites. They would have like a Wonder Woman sale because, well, it's her month. You know, it's crazy. And you know, of course, in video games, with the video, you know, Injustice 2 mobile, of course, this game DC Legends, and Injustice 2, the console game, they were really going all out, you know, really pumping Wonder Woman. And it's a funny thing too, they're not other than, you know, TV advertisements and whatnot, DC and, you know, Warner Brothers, they did a great job, you know, kind of pushing Wonder Woman to us in their platforms. You know, it's awesome. I loved it, you know. But that No Man's Land scene was just badass, dude. I loved it. It was just absolutely epic, man. It was really good. Oh, right there she is. And after that, of course, they kind of push forward, and then they find out that quote unquote Ares. I say quote unquote Ares because they think Danny Houston's character is Ares, or Diana thinks that at least. And she's still trying to convince Steve that, look, we killed Ares. This war is over. And you know, Steve was like, look, it doesn't work that way. You can't just kill one man and everything stops. If you guys go by the comic look, which I'm sure you are, Ares basically just it's the demon on your angel, you know, on your shoulder. You know, you got an angel and a demon. He's the demon in your shoulder. He's not telling you when to do it. He's telling you how to do it, and then it's up to you whether or not you want to, pursue it and do it yourself. That's basically the point it does at the gives at the end of the movie. And I think in Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman goes, I gave up on man before, a long time before. It's just really cool, like the way the movie starts too. It's not like it throws you like into Diana's origins. At the beginning of the movie, Diana is getting a package from Bruce Wayne in London, where she's working at, and it's basically the original picture that was taken in the village after the no man's land scene. Again, awesome scene. You guys really got to watch the movie. Check it out. No, Warner Bros. Has not paid me to do this. If I was, it would not be in this platform. But but it starts like that, and then she goes like in the email, in the letter. Bruce Wayne basically goes, well, one day you're gonna have to tell me your story, and then she goes into it. She's narrating it. It was really cool the way it set it up. I didn't know, there was Future Friday. I didn't know how they were gonna approach it, but they did an absolutely awesome job. It's kind of, if you guys don't know what's going on behind the movies, I'll give you a little quick tip right here that Patty Jenkins was originally gonna direct Thor to the Dark World, but then her and Marvel had creative differences, so she left. She got dropped, and Kevin Brown, now who directed the first Thor, he didn't want to do the second one, and so that's what got what's that chick's name, Natalie Portman, pissy about it. So that's why you have not seen her in other Marvel movies. That's why she hasn't been back, because she's been pissy ever since Thor: The Dark World, because she wanted Patty Jenkins to direct it. But since she's got dropped from that, she wasn't after she couldn't do she wasn't allowed to do Thor: The Dark World. She got put on a short list of people who wanted, Warner Brothers wanted to direct Wonder Woman, because they wanted a female. Of course, any dude can direct action, but they wanted a female to, kind of bring the Wonder Woman plateau to the screen. I think it's kind of justified to the when you say like the big three in DC, you know exactly who I'm talking about. It's Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. When I go the big three in Marvel, you literally have to guess. You have to piece it together. Like, I would say Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. You would say something like that. You know what I'm saying? You won't throw a female in there because there's not a really dominant female. It was only later in the comics where they actually embellished and just like made a female superhero, one of the staples in the Marvel universe. But in DC, it's always one at the very top with the big boys. Every time, and that's Wonder Woman. And if you guys sitting there nodding your head, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, oh yeah, this motherfucker right. But yeah, but after let's get back to the little movie here. Just a quick rundown. A little bit more character development. They're Steve and Diana are outside dancing after the picture was taken that was shown in Batman v Superman. They're dancing, and she wishes it was like this all the time. That's what she's used to, peace. But again, she's not in the land of Themyscira no more. She's in the land of man, and all we know is war, hatred, jealousy, tyranny, oppression. You name it, all that is in man's land, not in Themyscira. She knows nothing of that. But after that scene, they figure out that Ares, quote unquote Ares, is gonna be at a ball, and that's also in the trailer. That's why they show her with the sword in her back. But they found out Ares, quote unquote Ares, is gonna be there, and then it turns out it was the ball was basically for a demonstration for them to test a new chemical out that Dr. Poison made for him, and they launched Danny Houston's character launches the poison into the village they just liberated, and everyone dies. And I was wondering too, when Wonder Woman went in there, how come she wasn't being affected by the gas? Because I think it's in the trailer too, when they test the poison out, it kind of like destroys the gas mask. Because I think that was the only defense back in World War I that anyone in the world had, just the gas mask. So they needed something to eat at the gas mask as well. And it is in the trailer. Go and check that out if you guys have not seen the movie. Or if you have seen the trailer, you guys know what I'm talking about. She runs in there, and she's unaffected by it. And I was like, oh, I forgot. She's a freaking demigod, So she's half half woman and half goddess. So, it's not going to affect her. But, I was like, okay, is Steve going to run in here? And yeah, Steve was running in there as well. But it turns out he couldn't even breach the gate. He couldn't get past the gate because the gas was getting him so bad. And she just walks out like, and of course disappointed and sad that everyone in the village died. The people they just saved, the women and children, and of course the man. And after that, I think it kind of hit her reality that like, damn, like we're gonna have to take this guy down. Like, you know, the Danny Houston character, they do go after him again, and this time it's at the airport. And I think that's it. Again, I said this on my Facebook post, on my Twitter post. I said I really wish the final battle, you know, between Diana and Ares was balls to the wall. It was getting that was like, okay, it's building for an epic fight. The fight was good, but it could have been more grandiose. You know, it would have been more badass. But when she took down Danny Houston's character in I think the Watchtower, pun intended, yeah, for DC Justice League fans. They know what I'm talking about. At the Watchtower there, she stabs him on the roof. No, yeah, she stabbed him and he's on the roof. And it turns out like, and then you know, what's that dude's name? Trevor. He runs up to her like, and he's like, what? And Diana's looking at him like, puzzled, like, why aren't they stopping? I killed Ares. And you know, again, Steve is telling her like, look, it doesn't work that way. You can't just kill one man and everyone stops. And she's like, well, that's the way it works. That's the way I was told was gonna, you know, it's supposed to work, but it doesn't work that way. And then they go and was that Ewan Brenner's character, Steve Trevor, Samir, and Chief went off to no, I think Chief no, Chief was there. They went to go sabotage the bombs that they had, the poison gas made by Dr. Poison. And turns out that Steve Superior was there too in the tower, but he appeared there because you know, lo and behold, he's Ares. And then he was explaining to her, you know, how he didn't cause this. He just whispered it as a suggestion in their ears, and they ran with it. You know, they took advantage of the information and said, okay, look, I want to do this. I want to kill this much people. And it's again, I was like, okay, I get that, because that was also in the Injustice comic, year 1. That is, what is that? Diana went to what is that? To Black Adam's regime. What's it called? Kandak. I can't pronounce that word actually. Where Shazam is from. I mean, Black Adam is from. She went there, and she went to fight Ares. Like, what are you doing? You're causing war. Like, no, I'm not. They're doing this because they want to. And Wonder Woman gives, you know, the guns to the women to kill the men. That was badass enough. But we're not gonna get into that Injustice Year 1 conversation, because that's for another conversation. Trust me, I have a lot of thoughts on that Year 1 alone. It's just absolutely badass though. But back to the movie. Ares explains to Wonder Woman, look, I just whispered a suggestion. Is, you know, it was up to them to do what they wanted to do with it, and they did. Like when Trevor stole Dr. Poison's notes from her gas experiments, she actually forgot. She remembered some of it, but then Ares whispered into her ear, "Oh, won't you try this?" And then she tried it, and they go at it, and she goes to stab him with the sword, which I thought was the sword from Batman v Superman when they go to that benefit. Diana does, and then Bruce Williams runs into her because he wants his little hacking device back. I thought that was that sword, but it's not. It's a completely different sword. It's called the God Killer, and he goes to stab Ares, and then Ares with a hand just obliterates it and it melts in his hand. And he goes, "Oh my God, the God Killer!" Like, no, Diana, that wasn't the God Killer. You are. And then again, the battle could have been so much more, again, grandiose, more badass, more balls to the wall, as I like to call it. Just like all out knockout brawl. But it wasn't. It was the way Ares got his armor. He got the materials that was nearby, all the metal, and kind of molded it as his armor. And I think he kind of did flash right here. You know, when he goes to like one of the loading screens right here, or to the next match screen. The way Ares looks there, it looked like his armor. It looked like that. He got and, you know, he's throwing all these things like Magneto at her. You know, it was, ultimately, again, the strongest thing she had on her was her bracelets, I guess, or I call them gauntlets, because that's what mainly we're doing combat. It was her gauntlets. It's just she got all the power from it, all her strength, and they just basically blasted all the stuff from Ares, from the gauntlets back to Ares. Is basically how she killed them. And again, like they did with the comics, with the end of close to the end in the judge. No, No, I forgot who that was. Damn, I forgot the artist who was working on the Wonder Woman before the Rebirth. But they were they made her that she was the God of War because she killed Ares. They made her the God of War. They kind of spilled over into, you know, Superman, Wonder Woman, and of course the Jeff Johns Justice League kind of spilled over on that as well. You know, they knew her as the God of War as well. But I'm not sure if they're gonna go that route, but they did go the New 52 route as the origin story for Wonder Woman in the movie. Though the ending, I thought, I think there was a point in the movie where Ares really messed up Diana's hearing, and there was an explosion and she couldn't hear right. But Trevor was telling her all these heartfelt stuff, and I was like, what the hell, did the audio just go out? But now I paid more attention. Oh, okay, it's part of the movie. Like, she's not supposed to put these parts together yet, because he basically had to take the plane that had all the poison, Dr. Poison's poison gas in there. He had to fly off to it, so you could like basically let it blow up in the air or whatever. But it turns out he sacrificed himself. He had to shoot the gas, and the plane exploded. And they developed his character really well, I think. Steve Trevor, played by, yeah, there you go, Ares right there. That's what I'm talking about. He kind of looks like that in the movie. I really thought that they did a great job developing his character, but we needed more of his backstory. I know Steve Trevor was not supposed to be around World War I. He's basically around during modern times. He's like an advisor to the president or something like that, though. That was really a heartfelt moment. You know, they go to the wall where everyone died, and his picture's there. It's really sad, though. But again, I gave a Wonder Woman 8 out of 10. I would give it a 9 if the last battle was so badass. I mean, like, balls to the wall, man. That's all I can really say, though. But again, guys, if you want to join DC Team Extreme, go and hit us up. I'm one of the officers. I'm first officer, thanks to Jon Snow there. Hit us up. Let me know if you have all my information in the description. You want to hit me up. Hey, why apply to DC right there? Like, DC Team Extreme. It's public. You should join immediately. But I think in Alliance Notice kind of knocking me. That's what I got on my Team Extreme notice. But guys, I am done. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me. And I will catch you guys on the rebound. Bye!